Hello there, people of the internet. Welcome to this time a live commentary for Age of Mythology. The Titans. We have Angelo fighting against Clone. We have a Gaia versus Oranos, and I'm joined today by Bass.
Yeah.
So,
Oh.
hello there, Bass. This should be interesting. So, let's get on with it, shall we? Launching the game in just a second, and let's see what is the map going to be. Come on. My god, I hate when people do that.
Start the game
Okay.
already.
Pause the record.
Start the game
Oh
already.
my god.
Yeah, that is really annoying.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay, so the map is going to be Oasis. Okay, clone spawning here in the top left. Let's see, he has a couple starting goats. It looks like, let's say, one gold mine Oasis?
Yeah, guys, keep in mind this is a pretty amateurish, noobish game, so it's nothing at pro level.
Yeah, this is like kind of low level. That much is true, but hey, still going to be entertaining by my guess.
Clone's derping with his oracles.
Is he?
Yeah, sent him to the bushes, and then I don't know.
No, I think that's where his waypoint was. You see, like when the town center makes them at the beginning, it puts them wherever the waypoint is. Starts
Oh,
out with a mana, which like I asked him about this in the game. It was just like, "Okay, I'm doing it so I don't forget about it,"
what?
which is it's a legit claim, okay? I suppose. I mean, you have to do it at one point or another. And since he doesn't need like hunting dogs, probably won't need the wooden gold for anything else, so it's not like it makes a difference.
Alright, but why is he sending two oracles in one direction?
That is a good question, actually. Yes. This is Oasis, so this means it's a pretty closed map. I like to see both players trying to gain map control by walling off the areas, but I don't know, we'll see. Maybe the early game aggression will make it so that such measures are not needed. Okay, let's see. We do see Angelo here dropping his mana. He did find some zebras, which he's now gathering food from. Other than that, not much interesting going on.
Okay, I have to say the clone got a bit lucky with those bushes. He has an abundance of them.
Quite. Although, you know, instead of those bushes, I would have rather liked. Like, if I were him, I would have rather preferred some giraffes or something like that, you know, some hunt. Because his villagers do gather hunt at a quite fast rate. Significantly faster. It's like 15% faster, or something along those lines. Anywho, he did get quite a few goats, which is nice on a low hunt map. If I were him, I would probably go for husbandry at this point. Don't see him going for it though. Meanwhile, Angelo has kind of been on the lower side of that. Looks like it's gonna be one of those Oasis maps with 4 groups of trees in the middle, forming a square.
Oh.
Which makes it for some weird control at the center of the map. I mean, it's kind of tricky to wall it off, given that there's any sort of competition there.
Usually when I've watched replays of Oasis where it's basically 4 big tree line, people tend to make walls and clash right in the middle. They usually put up their barracks at either the left or the right opening of the forest, and they fight in the middle. Like that's what I see most often.
Right.
They don't tend to exploit the flanks too much.
Well, you know, eventually you're going to get to the point where you have multiple front battles on every single side. If, you know, the game is balanced enough for it to go up to that point without anybody winning. But yeah, let's see, anything interesting happening? We do see it's 4 minutes into the game, and doesn't look like we're gonna have a temple from either of the players just yet.
I usually place.
Oh,
No,
wait,
Angelo.
did I speak too soon? Oh, I didn't see Clone's Temple here. He is advancing through Prometheus. And
That's a pretty early
that
advance.
is a very early advance, actually.
He's going to be advancing at what, 4:40? Around, no, 5 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, roughly 5 minutes. Probably a bit before 5. And Angelo's barely now dropping his temple. Are we going to see an immediate click on the advancement button?
And I don't,
Not quite. Doesn't look like he has the food for it just yet. Which makes me wonder, why is he gathering wood with so many villagers if he doesn't yet have the food to advance?
what I like about this map though, if you have oracles, you can pretty much place one in the middle and two on the left and right flanks, and
You can get control, like vision of the center of the map. Yeah, that's a fair point.
you can pretty much react to all advancements from the enemy.
Yeah, you can see him coming from either side.
Although Clone seems to be derping kind of with his oracles, I don't know why. I think he's
Yeah,
trying to
it's-
scout out Angelo's base.
Oh, yeah, it's interesting.
Oh, okay,
concept.
Angelo's now advancing, which, okay, he has a moderate advance, 6 minutes.
Moderate. Yeah, it's not too bad. Usually people count when you hit the advancement button, like they find that as the time at which you advance. And 5 minutes in is usually the average, so yeah, it shouldn't make too much of a difference. Clone did advance fairly early, but apparently he failed to take advantage of it, as his Promethean is just standing there doing nothing in the
Yeah,
base, and
His,
he didn't put out a single barracks just yet.
his Promethean will be perfect for
Was
harassment.
was that a misclick? I just saw Angelo's Oracle become a hero. I'm and
Like,
actually both of his oracle. No, it's definitely not a misclick. He just made all his oracles into heroes. I'm
Oh,
guessing it's in anticipation of the Promethean coming. Meanwhile, though, we do see Clone dropping another settlement, which is like not necessarily a bad idea, but
I think
no.
that this early on it's kind of a waste of resources.
It's questionable. I mean, thing is about it, you get this early on, meaning you're gonna have an output of villagers from two town centers at a very early point in the game. And given that the game lasts long enough, eventually it's going to give it an advantage. Especially since Angelo actually stopped making villagers. I guess he just forgot about it.
Alright, and his Promethean is still standing, still no military building, not yet.
Angelo did drop a couple counter barracks, and he is making catapults from both. Which is weird, I suppose.
I suppose it's
Oh, we do see Angelo also going for a town center, which makes things interesting. I was definitely gonna complete later than clones.
that Promethean plus maybe one hero could have been a great early harassment, to be honest, but I don't know. Then again, Angelo did
Happen.
turn his oracles into heroes, so that was kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, that was a, I don't know, overly precautious measure, I suppose you could call it.
Yeah.
We do finally see
And
3 counter
Angelo-
barracks being put down by a clone. I'm curious
And
to see.
Angelo is out of population because his catapultes are not spawning in.
Oh, that's a bit silly. Yeah, he's running on 1 mana. You really should keep an eye on that. Clone settlement just got finished, and unfortunately, though, he's not making villagers out of it, which is silly. Like,
And that Promethean is still not doing anything.
yeah, that Promethean was kind of just derpy. But hey, like, he knows that whatever he'll do, he'll get intercepted by the oracles. So I don't know. Although, like, thing is, in the split form, the Promethean, like the little offsprings, have like 5.5 speed, so they could technically avoid the hero oracles quite easily and outmaneuver them in theory.
Alright,
Although that takes quite a bit of microing.
I have a feeling he placed his barracks a little bit too south, but I don't think that matters too much.
You mean Clone's barracks?
Yeah.
Nah, it doesn't really. I don't know. Again.
Oh, alright, he's making Terma, so...
Yeah, he is spamming Therma, which is what I would like to see. Looks like he hit the auto queue button on all the 4 barracks.
if
So
he
that's gonna
manages-
be a lot of Therma. Wonder if his economy can sustain it though.
If Clone is skilled enough and starts kiting well, he could really avoid those catapults, the counter cavalry.
Yeah, plus, like, they're not even that good against Therma, really. Our clone only has hand axe, which means I quite doubt that he's gonna be able to sustain all that Therma spam. And Angelo has hand axe pickaxe, which is not that good
Honestly, I
either.
myself haven't exploited auto-killing my military buildings yet. Huh.
Mm,
It's kind of bad, to be honest.
I don't know. As far, like, as long as you can manage to not just forget about your units, auto queuing is not a bad idea. However, clone does look like he kinda, I don't know. I hope he's keeping an eye on those 10 Terma and he's getting them ready to wreak some havoc.
I'm hoping Angelo makes some more units because at this rate, Clone has an advantage.
Let's see. Oh, Angelo finally started
Oh,
outputting
and
villagers. Yeah,
Clone
clone has
is
stopped
out-
stalling. That's not too good for him.
Yeah,
Sorry.
he could have really used the extra Therma.
And the Terma are in Angelo's base, and they're like, oh, Angelo drops on his Carnivora, which is
I
just
would have dropped
completely
it.
avoided.
I would have dropped it behind them so that they'd be kind of blocked for a second.
Well,
The catapult is
I don't
stretched.
know. This, however, like, I like that Clone forced Angelo's villagers into the town center, which means, like, that's quite a lot of economy just standing there doing nothing. Two citizens, which is the equivalent to, like,
Ten.
6 non-Atlantean gatherers. They're just standing there in the town center, not really doing anything. And Angelo does manage to pick off 2 catapultes, which is also quite big. Yeah, like 200 resources in total.
Right, and we have some more reinforcement Therma. Alright, those catapults are not very effective against a Therma.
Yeah, I'd rather have Angelo switch to something like Cantarii.
Alright, what I see the issue here is that the Therma is an archer, so those catapults they don't counter archer.
No, they don't counter archers at all. They counter cav. That's why, like, I think the only archer countering units that the Atlanteans have are, of course, Therma, because they're counter archers. They archers
And
against the.
Clone has 5 Therma that he's not really putting to any use down.
Yeah, he has 5 Therma, he forgot about, but more importantly than that, he got himself in the middle of Angelo's base, which means he's easily gonna get picked off.
And the town center is going to, yeah.
The town center, the towers, Angelo did finally upgrade his towers. However, Angelo rang the bell on the town center. You know, when you ring the bell and it sends all your villagers
That's
home.
7 citizens doing nothing inside the town center.
Yeah, that's pretty much freezing your economy, which is something that you want to avoid at all costs.
I'm hoping Angelo makes some more units because this isn't enough right now.
I'm hoping
Okay,
Angelo switches his units up and makes some normal barracks instead of counter
Clone,
barracks.
Clone really forgot about those 5 Therma to the south, which could have tipped the balance.
Yeah, I suppose. It's not really about tipping the balance in the battle, because Clone's not looking for a battle, right? He's looking for causing damage to Angelo's economy, which he partially succeeded in. However, kamikazing those Terma is not the wisest decision that he could have possibly gone for. Yeah.
Angelo is pop stalling again.
See, Clone, I think, yeah, Clone has all the manners in the world that he could possibly get. Meanwhile, Angelo's still standing at 2.
Ooh,
Shockwave being cast, that's gonna be quite big. Should pick off quite a few units. That Carnivora, quite useless. Which is sad, of course. I would like, however, to see some change in this. Like, they're just gonna continue using Catapultes and Terma against each other until the end of time. That's gonna result in a really boring and silly game. I would like, of course, a change in army comps to, like, react to each other would be nice. Clone could go for Kairos or Archers. And, of course, Angelo could go for Cantarii. But I think probably more interesting would be seeing either one of them advance to the heroic age, because that opens up quite a few possibilities for an Atlantean player with the use of the palace. you have like, and through that opening up destroyers, you can get some pretty nasty maneuvering, and you can easily take down a lot of buildings and up to the town center if you can pull it off.
And his population stalling again.
Who is?
Angelo.
Clones as well, actually. Clones pretty much at his max. I would like seeing him get a third town center at this point, because, you know, this is just gonna take forever at this point, and you can easily, like, let's say he has a decent advantage. Again, those 5 terma he forgot about are quite a silly mistake. Yeah, Angelo's one idle citizen, not something you want to happen. We do see him making terma to counter clones terma, which is silly, in all honesty. That Caladria there is just like baiting
What
shots.
3 units can he make to counter those? What's his normal cap? Can he make the Kentarii early on?
You need the other kind of barracks. You need like the
Oh, we see those north thermal captured. Oh, okay.
what's that?
Oh, that current they just ignored that carnivore fully.
Oh, that Carnivora was like killing some terma.
Yeah, they could have placed it. Oh, what? That carnivore is doing nothing.
Yeah, they're just doing nothing. That's the thing with Carnivora. They can easily, with like using them against terma, they can easily get circumvented, right? Because they only hit at melee range, so it's not a big deal to avoid them. Yeah.
Those thermas still staying down there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you need a, what's it called? A military barracks. Yeah, that's what it's called, in order to get access to Kentarii and archers. And also Mermellos. Terma war is happening here.
We see that. Wow. Okay, clone has about 9 non.
I like this. Clone is split pushing. This is quite smart. He's diverting attention in multiple spots, and it, like, by the looks of it, he's killing more than he's losing. So he's in a decent spot. By
Clone has 3 citizens doing nothing, which is like 9 villagers, which is kind of.
Where is that?
North of his town center.
Oh yeah, those. He needs to reassign them to another forest. And that carnivore is gonna go down. I'm actually curious, can the Caladria heal it? I doubt it, but it's worth a shot, I suppose. Meanwhile, Angelo's reforesting the area.
Big crash. What just happened?
Wait, what was that?
Oh, never mind.
See, doesn't look like either player has armory upgrades. Which is like something
Okay,
that,
nice use of the shockwave.
yeah, I get a good shockwave, although it didn't quite catch those termas, so that's quite sad. But again, no shockwave is perfect. Oh, speaking of advancement, we do see Clone going through Hyperion here. Did cost chaos there in the back, turning Angelo's troops against him. Gonna prove decently helpful. Although, like, honestly, between Hyperion and Thea, I've seen people go Thea almost 100% of the time. Mainly because the satyrs that gets, you can see one here standing next to Promethean being, again, quite useless. The satyrs are pretty useless units in general.
Clone's getting 2 more settlements.
2 more? Oh, so he's going for 4.
Yeah.
That is going to give him a really big advantage. Like, really big. I'd like to see him fortify his town centers as well, if he has resources for it. Do see one settlement go down, the one in the back. And if Angelo does not get in time up north, the other one is going to... Oh. Angelo is asking for a rematch. Very well done. This concludes game number 1.
Yeah,
I suppose let's go on to game number 2 then, shall we?
Yep.
Alright,
See
that's
you later.
very well. See you in a bit.